What happens when a once promising political career ends in unimaginable tragedy? Flushed a story of power, controversy, and a devastating final chapter. In a shocking and deeply tragic incident, former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax is reported to have shot and killed his wife, Serena Fairfax, before taking his own life, leaving behind a devastated family and raising serious questions about what led to this heartbreaking outcome. The incident occurred inside the couple's home in Annandale, Virginia, in the early hours of Thursday morning. According to authorities, police responded shortly after midnight following a 911 call placed by the couple's teenage son. Imagine that moment, a young boy, in the middle of the night, calling for help as chaos unfolds inside his own home. By the time officers arrived, it was already too late. Both Justin and Serena Fairfax were found dead inside the residence. Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis later confirmed that the case appears to be a murder-suicide stemming from an ongoing domestic dispute. But this wasn't a sudden, isolated event. According to investigators, the couple had been going through a difficult and highly contentious divorce. Court records reveal that Serena Fairfax had filed for divorce on July 18, 2025. The case was still pending at the time of the incident, with legal tensions continuing to build. In fact, just days before the tragedy, a show cause order had been issued, requiring Justin Fairfax to appear in court on April 21. This suggests that the situation had reached a critical point. And behind closed doors, things may have been even more intense than anyone realized. Police have indicated that the couple's home was equipped with multiple cameras, installed as part of the ongoing divorce proceedings. Investigators are now reviewing this footage in an effort to piece together exactly what happened in the final moments. Chief Davis described the situation as complicated and messy, pointing to the emotional and legal strain that often accompanies high-conflict separations. There were also previous signs of trouble. Earlier in January, Justin Fairfax had reportedly contacted police, alleging that he had been assaulted by his wife. However, authorities later stated that those claims were not corroborated. This adds another layer of complexity to an already tragic story, because it suggests a relationship marked by conflict, accusations, and unresolved tension. And perhaps most heartbreaking of all, the couple's two teenage children were inside the home when the shootings took place. While they were physically unharmed, the emotional impact of witnessing or experiencing such an event is unimaginable. Their lives have now been permanently changed in a matter of moments. But to fully understand the weight of this tragedy, it's important to look at who Justin Fairfax was, and how his life took such a dramatic turn. Once considered a rising star in the Democratic Party, Fairfax made history as Virginia's second African-American lieutenant governor. He was seen by many as a promising political figure, with a bright future ahead. However, his career was derailed by serious allegations. During his time in office, Fairfax faced accusations of sexual assault, claims that he strongly denied. Despite his denials, the controversy significantly impacted his political trajectory, casting a long shadow over his public life. From that point forward, his path in politics became increasingly uncertain. And now, years later, his name is once again making headlines, but under far more tragic circumstances. This story is not just about politics. It's about the human cost of unresolved conflict. It's about how personal struggles, when left unchecked, can escalate into irreversible consequences. Domestic disputes, especially those involving legal battles like divorce, can become emotionally overwhelming. Feelings of anger, betrayal, and frustration can intensify over time. And without proper support, communication, or intervention, those emotions can spiral out of control. While investigators continue to examine the evidence, one thing is already clear. This was a tragedy that affected an entire family. And it serves as a painful reminder of how quickly situations can escalate when emotions run high and conflicts remain unresolved. It also raises important questions about mental health, conflict resolution, and the systems in place to support individuals during difficult life transitions. Could something have been done differently? Were there warning signs that were missed? And how can similar tragedies be prevented in the future? These are questions that don't have easy answers, but they are necessary to ask. Because behind the headlines are real people. A family torn apart, children left to cope with unimaginable loss, and a community trying to make sense of what happened. As more details emerge, the focus will likely shift toward understanding the broader context, what led to this moment, and what lessons can be learned moving forward. But for now, the priority remains with those most affected. The children, the extended family, and the community grappling with grief. Because in the end, this is not just a story about a public figure. It's a story about loss, about consequences, and about the fragile nature of human relationships. This tragedy raises difficult but important questions. What more can be done to prevent situations like this? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments.